Good morning, guys. I just literally woke up 5 minutes ago. It's still very early here in Japan, and Noctis is officially out for Tekken 7. So what we're going to do in this video is go through the entire move list and give you my initial analysis on all of his moves, see if we can learn something. Obviously, we don't have access to complete frame data at this point, so it's difficult to say exactly how useful everything is going to be, but I still think we can learn a lot from just having a little bit of a look around. So I've just gone in and taken the move list out with me here, and we're going to go through the moves one by one and check them out. So we're going to start off here at the top with the raid chart. Just looks like a very decent range mid with a good hitbox, so very standard. And then for the raid chart, yeah, so this is going to be one of his teleport moves. I think, yeah, this is like his normal 4-2, right? So this is like a rage art version of that. Looks like it does very good damage. Obviously has great range. Gives you the wall splat, apparently. I'd be very interested to know what happens when this gets blocked. What kind of punishes you can get on him, because it looks very powerful for now. But we're going to leave that. Alright, so let's turn off rage, because now comes the interesting part, the actual move list. So you've got a 1-2-2. Okay, and that's natural for 27 damage. So this is definitely going to be your 10 frame block punisher. 1-2-2, yeah. So you get 27 damage for your 10 frame, which is far above average. That's very good. The range on the one jab is decent. It's not Bob good, but it's also not Miguel bad, so that's good to know. So yeah, 10 frame block punisher for now seems decent, so that's cool. Do you have a 1-2? Yeah, you have a 1-2 as well. And how much damage does that give? Okay, so you get 15, so that's going to be probably like a setup or something that you can do if you want that for 10 frames instead of the damage of the 1-2-2. Okay, 1-2, 1+2. Okay, so that looks like a big mid extension, blockable obviously. Okay, cool. Pretty standard stuff. It's apparently a spin move. Okay, that's cool. Doesn't do huge damage or anything. And it recovers pretty slow, so it's kind of difficult to get a follow-up here. I'm guessing, yeah, you could like always do that 4-2 for a combo ender. Okay. That's better damage. We're going to talk about that move later. It's like the first thing I looked up because it looked really sick. But yeah. Okay, so that's a spin move. And then you've got the 1-2-3 or 1-2-4. Okay, so this says 1-2 side dodge in Japanese. So this is called the side dodge apparently, and we saw this in the last trailer. So he has a transition stance here. He can jump left and he can jump right. You know, Lily has something very similar to this with her back 3, back 4, but this actually looks better in my opinion because it jumps not back but actually quite far to the side. It does create a bit of space though, so it's probably not super evasive, but yeah. If your opponent is very trigger happy, I guess you could dodge something here. You know, sidestepping after a 1-2 for like a setup is actually a pretty common strategy in Tekken, and if you can just do this automatically here and it actually works, if the hitbox is good enough, then that's just going to be like an easy way for new players to start applying a strategy like that 1-2 into sidestep and then look for a hop kick, you know, very standard stuff really. So yeah, maybe this is an indication that he's a little bit of a beginner-friendly character, but we'll see as we go along. Okay, 2-2-2-2-2. Okay, I'm getting Katarina vibes. Alright, but only the first 2 hits are natural here. But I'm guessing that's a pretty easy option for like a combo. Yeah. He actually moves forward quite far during this string, so I can imagine that the first 4 hits can be decent for like that for wall carry maybe. It's not massive damage or anything. You can see that might look like a lot of hits. It's 9 hits, but it's 44 damage, so it's not a combo tool necessarily. It's hard to say exactly what you would use this move for. What I would like to know here is Yeah, okay, so you can delay some of these hits. That's probably how the string is going to be useful, because you can like mix them up between finishing the string or not finishing the string. Also important to know that the first two hits are mid, but then you go into two highs. So if those highs are duckable, then the string is going to be very dangerous to use. So initial impression, not extremely good or anything. It's just something he has, basically. I'm guessing this is something he can do in his Final Fantasy game or something. Okay, there we go. 2-2, 4-2. So there's mix-ups. Okay. And that's a mid. So that's going to be a damage mid to mix up those highs. Okay, so that makes the string a lot better right away, because now you can mix your opponent up here. So let's try that. Okay. And then maybe this for the finish? No? Let's try that 4-4-4 thing. Okay, so it seems like a decent spin move. The hitbox is lower than you would expect. You can see I can pick up off of this launch, so that works. I think that actually the hitbox of the 2 itself is probably very good. I'm gonna expect that this 2 by itself is gonna be a decent move. So you can pick up for combos with that, but obviously not nowhere near an optimal combo yet though. Okay, so that's a spin move, and that's a mix-up for the 2-2, 2-2-2. And then you got 2-2 back 2, interesting. Okay, so what's that? Right, okay. So that's a special mid, which is interesting as well. I'm going to assume that this does pretty good damage. Oh, he has a cartwheel. So he's got like a female character cartwheel, kind of like Lars. Let's see how much damage this does. 25, so yeah, it's pretty big. Maybe that can be a combo ender actually. Yeah, that works. Okay, that's pretty cool. That looks pretty awesome. Okay, nice. So that's another mid mix-up option you have for the 2-2-2 string. So that's cool. 4-2. Okay, this looks like a block puncher to me. I don't know what the frame data on the 4 is going to be, but if it's like a normal standing 4, then it's going to be somewhere around 11 frames. It might be more, but if it is 11, then this is going to be a very decent block punisher. 30 damage, so it is better than 1-2-2, so that's important to know. But one thing that's more important to me right now is I want to know, do you get a combo of the 4? Okay, you don't. So he doesn't have magic 4. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does anything special on counter hit. You just get a little bit more damage. So I'm gonna assume that this is a block punisher for 11 frames, maybe 12. But I'm hoping he has something better for 12. But if this is what he has for 12, it's not bad. Okay, moving on. Okay, so when you hit grounded opponents, it does something else. Ah, right. I thought I'd seen this in the trailers. So he has the air transition here. Maybe that's what the move is for. And then the question is, what do you actually have when you're in the air? Okay, you got a spin move right there. There you go. 60 plus damage. We got a decent combo. It's very easy to do, guys. This is extremely easy. This spin move I'm just like throwing out there is just 2-2-2 in the air. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this feels extremely fun to do. It's very, very easy to do, and it's got decent damage. So I'm assuming that, yeah, it seems in terms of combos as well, Noctis is going to be very beginner friendly, and I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I think that's fine as long as he's balanced. And whether or not he is balanced is something that we're going to find out as we go along, obviously. But yeah, okay, so this only goes into the air transition if you have the opponent in an airborne state, and then okay, the 1 is just a normal air jab. The 2-2-2 is the spin move. I'm gonna assume that the airborne moves are gonna show up in the move list, so we're just gonna move on for now. Cyclone slash 1+2. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. 41 in a natural combo like this. This is essentially one hit because it is a natural combo. It's a lot. So I'm going to assume that this is a very good spin move for Noctis. Because, yeah, 41 damage. You want 41 damage in your combo if you can get it. Looks like you're going to need a refloat there to make it connect, though. Maybe a jab. Maybe a 4-2. Or maybe just a 4. Okay. This is a homing move as well. I'm going to assume that this is very punishable. It looks like it, and it should be if it does 41 damage on a natural combo. But it's probably a very powerful spin move. So if you have a hard read on sideways movement, or you want to whiff punish even, I think this move is going to be decent. And I'm going to assume that you get the wall splat. Okay, you do. That's actually, yeah, that's massive. Let's see if the 2-2 back 2 works for a wall combo. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, that's cool. That's a homing move. It's a very high damage spin move. I'm going to assume it shows up in some of his combos, maybe on counter hits and stuff, but we'll see. Okay. 1+2 back. Ah, so you can cancel it. Okay, this move is cool. Yeah, I love this move. This is going to be great for tricking people. And you still get the spin or the homing property on this first hit, so you can use 1+2 back as just a fast homing move, which is going to be useful. Let's see if it does anything on counter hit. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, doesn't look like it does anything special on counter hit, but that's a decent homing move. It doesn't look super fast or anything, and it is high, but if that's what he has for homing, then I think it's going to be at least somewhat useful. Okay, I accidentally put away the command list. Okay, there we go. 4-2, shift blade. Okay, yeah, so this is the 4-2. Let's check out the range. Okay, that's very far, and it also looks very fast. This is obviously natural. 33 damage is big. Initial impression of this projectile, which is something I know people worry about, is I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good whiff punisher. I think people are going to throw it out randomly at a range. It's a special mid, much like fireballs from Elisa and Geese. But it's obviously much faster than those fireballs. And yeah, this is potentially super, super good. And like I say, it's going to depend on like what happens when you get it blocked and stuff. If this is very dangerous when it doesn't connect, then you're going to have to confirm some sort of whiff to use it effectively. But on lower levels, people are definitely going to go online and just do this move from half screen, and it's going to connect all the time. And a lot of people are going to be angry. That's my guess for now. It does not look like you get a wall combo though, which I think is good, because that would be a little bit too much probably. Okay. Yeah, this is something that I think we need to definitely have frame data on, but I'd be very interesting to know how it's going to function mechanically. Forward 3-2. Stinger knee into shift blade. Okay. Okay, so this, when he throws the sword, that's all called shift blade, and now he has a forward 3 transition into that. My opponent is set to second option all guard here, which means that this is probably going to be a natural combo. You see it causes the nosebleed stun there, but when the opponent is set to all guard, I think they should break the stun if they can, which means that I think this is actually a real natural combo. You get 39 damage, which is very high, and the forward 3 looks decently fast. This might actually be a very good punishment tool. Yeah, I think this is going to be good for punishment. It might even work for, let's see if I remember my combos. Yeah, it might even work for ending combos and stuff. This looks like a very good move. Forward 3 by itself looks very decent. It's a nice long range mid. Looks like it has a good hitbox. I'd be very interested to know how fast it is. It doesn't look too fast. If it is somewhere around maybe 13, 14, it can be very good for punishment and stuff. If it is slower, then I don't know. Let's see if it gives you something on counter hit. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah, interesting. I think this move is going to be good. I think forward 3 by itself is going to be good too. Forward 4-2. Another spin move. Okay. Another decent damage spin move. Okay, and that isn't going to connect that either, so... Okay, that works. So this is a down forward 1 into forward 4-2 for the spin. If you want a more traditional sort of Tekken combo. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a decent spin move. And whether or not, you know, this gets used in the combos, or this thing gets used in the combos, like in the bread and butters, or, you know, whether it's the 1+2, it's just going to depend on what kind of fillers show up and stuff like that. So it's hard to say for now, but like I say, if you have good combos, definitely let me know, because just playing around with the character like this and doing this stuff is really, really fun right now. So I'm guessing there's going to be some pretty cool combos we can come up with as time goes on. Okay, forward 1+2. That's the spear move. Looks like it has a lot of recovery, but also a lot of range. Okay, maybe not too much range. Okay, so it doesn't hit from that range. Oh yeah, so it does have good range. 24 damage is decent. I'm going to call this long range whiff punisher maybe. You do get the wall splat, which is useful. So that's cool. They used this as a combo ender in the Noctis trailer, but it obviously doesn't have the damage for that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably not super useful, unless you can get something guaranteed right here. Maybe you can. You can't get the shift blade. Yeah, it looks like the recovery of the forward 1+2 itself is so slow. You see, he stands there with the spear for a long time that I don't think you're going to be able to get guaranteed damage here. It's also going to depend on whether or not you can actually quick back roll by holding back when you get hit by this, but I'm going to call it not too impressive for now, but we'll see. Forward 3+4. Okay, so this is the dodge roll stance. Can he do it backwards? Okay, so he can't do it backwards. Okay, is that back turn? Oh, so he has back turn transitions. That's very interesting. This is back 3 hold back, by the way. Okay, but yeah, so he doesn't have the back roll, but he can roll forward. It's called dodge roll. And then that's the 1. Is the 1 all he has? Okay, so he doesn't have a 2, he doesn't have a 4, he doesn't have a 3, and he doesn't... Oh, he does have a 3+4. Okay, so that's going to be... okay, that's very simple then. So they've given you a chunky mid, and then they give you the dangerous low mix-up. And you might be able to get a combo here. Let's see if we can connect with something. Oh god, that's Demo Man. Yeah, it's Demo Man. Yeah, if you can get something guaranteed, that's going to be very dangerous. If this is all he has and he doesn't get guaranteed stuff, I don't think this low is especially dangerous. It's not as good as like a slide from Shaheen or Lee, but if he gets a combo there, then that's going to be the mix-up anyway. The 1 for the mid, and the 3+4 for the low sweep. Okay. During dodge roll 1, yeah. Rocking bash. Is that like a fist weapon or a shield? Yeah, it's probably a shield, right? And then yeah, the 3+4, we already saw that. And that's, yeah, it seems like it's all he has. Oh, armor move? Very interesting. Okay, I love armor moves. This looks good. It's a little bit slow, but that might not be a bad thing if it has good range. You know, Elise has a slow one as well, but that just means it gives you more time to eat through stuff. You get the wall splat. That's great. 20 damage. Yeah, I love this. Okay, so this is definitely something I'm going to be using online. You know, we don't know how punishable it is on block. I don't think this is going to be launch punishable. I think that would be very odd. I'm going to guess that this is something -12, -13. It should not be safe, however. If it is safe, it's too good. But I'm going to give Namco the benefit of the doubt and say that this is going to be -12 or 13, probably. It looks like a good armor. Looks like a good power crush. So that's great to know. Down forward 1. Here we go. Down forward 1, as you probably know, is my favorite notation in Tekken. I abuse down forward 1 with every character I play if they have it. This looks like it's going to be a good down forward 1, so this means that I'm going to be able to enjoy Noctis. The range isn't massive, but it's good. It's better, I think, than Miguel's, but it looks like it's not quite as good as Katarina. It's somewhere in between. Yeah, but yeah, this is decent range. I'm going to assume that this is around 13 frames, minus somewhere around 2 on block, and plus somewhere between 5 and 8 on hit. But yeah, that remains to be seen if that's true. But if it is, then this is going to be a great down forward 1, and this is going to be your main mid poke. Unless he has something else that's great, this is going to be your main mid poke stuff, and it looks useful. You can, yeah, it feels good after a sidestep. So that's very nice. And then you have the 4 follow up, and this is yet another spin move. So he has a lot of spin stuff. So you have a lot of options for your combos. Yeah, and that's yeah, this looks, you know, we see a lot of these strings. You know, this is like Feng has this, Kazuya has this, back to 4 with Elisa is basically this. It's like a mid into a duckable high, but you have the spin. But that hits very nicely. It feels good. It feels very ergonomic for a spin move. You can see here that it's not natural. I'm going to assume that you get a natural counter hit combo though. Yeah, exactly. So on counter hit you get the wall spat as well. So this is very similar to basically the same notation from Dragunov, for example. You know that he has this as well. Let's see if it's delayable like Dragunov's. Yeah, it's delayable like Dragunov's as well. So it's basically exactly that move, which can be useful if you can counter hit confirm this, and it feels like you can delay it enough that if you're fast you can counter hit confirm it. Then this is going to be great for wall spat. It's going to basically be used the way you use Dragunov's move right now, except it also has the spin property, so we might see it in combo. So that's interesting. Down 4-2, this is your launcher, the one that I've been using to just try out some combos in this video. It looks decently fast. I'm going to say that it's probably his 15 frame block punisher and one of his fastest launcher. The range is very good, it seems like. Yeah. Which means that it's not going to be safe. I'm going to say that it's not safe, probably somewhere around where Leo's down 4-2 lives. It looks like it has similar range. It's actually very good range. That's impressive range. I'm going to assume 15 frames. I'm going to assume punishable on block. Interesting to note is that even if you get it blocked, let's get it blocked here once. Noctis does transition into the air, which means that you might have to punish this with a flow combo or wait for him to land and then punish him, similar to how you would punish Kazumi's down 4-2. I don't know. Let's hope it's not launch punishable. It might be, but I'm thinking probably -12, but we'll see. But that's probably one of your main launchers and what you're going to use for like punishing rage arts and stuff at 15 frames. It might be 16, by the way. Down forward 4-2-2. Okay, so the down forward 4 by itself looks like a decent range mid. It's not super fast, I think. Maybe. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how fast it is. The first 2 hits are natural, so if it is fast you could use it for punishment, and then you just have a mid extension right there. Yeah, it's not a super impressive string or anything. Let's see if it's useful in combos maybe. No, it does spike though, so you could maybe use this for floor breaks. Yeah, this might be a good floor break string, or maybe a combo ender. I don't think it quite has the damage for that. Okay, that's actually decent damage. So that's a little combo for you, and you get a spike. Don't know what it's for really. It doesn't look super impressive or anything, but we'll see. We have yet another spin move, really. Down forward 4-2-4. Ah, okay. So you can see that kick. It's basically his down forward 1-4, but it comes out of this string instead. Okay, this looks like such a standard Tekkeni combo. Like launch, filler hit, a spin move like this, and then maybe that for the finish. Okay. So yeah, it's another spin move, something you have, and as you can see, this is a mid that knocks down, and this high is a duckable high, so that's the mix-up. Again, they've they've done their work with the strings here and made sure that when you have duckable dangerous highs, you have mid mix-up. So you can mix this option up with the high, and if they try and duck, you can get a knockdown. So that's potentially useful. Down forward 1+2. Okay. Yet another spin move. Okay, you have so many spin moves. Okay, and that actually hits there. I didn't expect it to. It has a very low hitbox. The damage is decent, 27. It's not quite as powerful, not nearly as powerful as 1+2. But it's another powerful spin move. So yeah, he has a lot of spin stuff. I'm guessing you can do some fun combos. But so far, I haven't seen anything in the combos that I think is high execution or anything. Like something you need to like cancel or move during. But we'll see. Down 1. Okay, this looks good. This transitions into crouch, right? Yeah. Okay, so this transitions into full crouch. If you have full crouch mix-ups, we don't know if you do yet, then that's going to be good for that. It is a natural combo. It only does 17 damage though, so that's low. Whirlwind Dagger, it's called. Low damage, so unless this is going to be part of like some mix-up stuff, I assume, because the damage is just too low for it to be useful on its own. On counter hit, it doesn't really do anything either. So yeah, this is not a super impressive move as far as I can tell. I think the damage is low, so there's probably something to this move that we don't know yet, such as it allowing you for mix-ups, but we'll see. Down 2-2, another spin move, okay. There it is. Okay, so it's another spin move with a great hitbox. The first hit is low, which is very interesting. So maybe it's a little bit like Geese's spin move that he uses all the time, which I hate, by the way, because it, like it, any situation where he needs to spin, because of how low this hits, he always gets a combo. You can see, does that combo there? Okay, it doesn't. So maybe it doesn't have as good pickup properties as it looks like it might have. Even though this is low-high, you can see that it's not a natural combo, and it even looks like the second hit here is going to be duckable. So it's not going to be a very abusable move in terms of like damage string. The low by itself looks like it might be very decent actually, because it has some range. It's not super far, but it's long enough, so it might be a decent low. It's all going to depend on how punishable it is on block though. But then maybe they hesitate to block it because you have the 2 follow-up. I don't know. Ambiguously useful maybe. We'll see. Counter hit. Oh, counter hit you do get the natural combo. So it's good on counter hit for sure. Alright, here we go. This is probably one of the most important moves to talk about in the move list, because it looks like this is literally exactly Demo Man from Paul. Except it doesn't have just frame properties as far as I can tell. Yeah. And like if you do just the 4 and you mess up the timing a little bit, yeah. It's exactly Demo Man. Literally exactly Demo Man, only it has a spike at the end instead of a knockaway, so maybe you can use it for floor breaks. But this, I know people, and you can see it also has clean hit properties, so if we get a not clean hit with it, okay. It looks, yeah, if you don't get a clean hit, you don't get the knockdown, but it looks very easy to get the clean hit, so I know why people are worried about this, because Demo Man from Paul is a very annoying move. And this, yeah, you can actually spam it out even. 38 damage, it is completely natural, so this means that when Noctis is close to you, he has a massive, massive powerful low that is extremely dangerous. It's definitely going to be launch punishable though, and then that's going to empower all of his mids. So this is definitely a noob killer, and it will even be useful, I assume, on higher levels of play. As far as I can tell, it's not very seeable or anything. You're not going to be able to react to this, so it's like Falling Leaf from Leo or Demo Man from Paul, but it does 38 damage, which is very powerful, and so Noctis is going to be good with mix-ups when he's close to you. And this is an indication that I think that the character is still at least going to be pretty good. He might be very good, but this is one of those key moves that are really going to carry him at all levels of play. This is like useful in tournament and everything. Let's see if you can get a combo with it. Okay, so maybe you need to do a dash there. Okay, so the range looks a little bit stumpy there, so it's not as good in combos as Demo Man, but yeah, it's a potentially very infuriating move. We'll talk more about it when we have more frame data. Down back one looks like a decent fast mid, good range, very low damage, and then the 1+2 is like a little damage extension. You get 24. Is it a counter hit move maybe? That's my great key charge on control pad. Okay, not really. So who knows what this is for? It is a natural combo though, so fast little punish maybe. Doesn't look super useful or anything. Okay, but then again we have more stuff. Okay, so down back one transitions into dodge roll. And then you can slide or you can do the shield bash. Okay, that's good to know. Potentially important. But this looks like one of those like gimmicky things, like jumping around with Lily and rolling with Bob. I don't think this is going to be super powerful or anything. Because as you can see, even if you decide to do this, there's more than enough time to react to this low. The roll itself is there, but then you can see that the low actually has a lot of frames of animation before the hitbox connects, which means that this is going to be pretty easy to block and launch punish if you're fast enough. And I'm going to assume that it is launch punishable, but we'll see. Down back 2. Okay, a slowish damaged mid with good range. Looks like it gives you some plus frames, but it has a lot of recovery, so maybe not. 23 damage is good though. This feels like a round ender to me. Looks potentially useful. But that's like a long range damage mid, nothing too special. Down back 3. Okay, so this is a low sweep, which means that we definitely have to look at the counter hit properties right away. Okay, no launch, so it's not a launching sweep. It just looks like a very nice little fast low sweep. It looks like it crushes extremely fast. You can see he ducks down during the first part of the attack animation, so I think this is just a very good low poke, and it does look like a good low poke. The range is there, the high crush is definitely there. Yeah, this looks very good for a low poke, which is not something super impressive, but it's very, very useful. This is like a harassment low. I think this is going to be one of his key lows for low pokes. And I can also mention that he doesn't seem to have a down 3, so now I'm doing the move with down 3 here, so you can use it with down back 3 or down 3, and it's the same move. Looks like a very good low poke. Down back 4, another low poke. This one does not crush, so this is a poke for when you want to remain standing. Does very low damage. It doesn't look like it has any follow-ups. This is just a very fast, decent range low poke. This is kind of unimpressive, but yeah, again, it's a poke. So the down 3 and the down back 4 are both decent low pokes, I think. And coupled with the fact that he does have Demo Man, I think I'll go ahead and say that his low game is good. He has the down 2, which I don't know how good that's going to be. The down back 2 looks decent, so yeah, I think his low game looks above average so far. Down back 1+2, okay. So this is the big enchilada. We've seen this before. I'm going to assume that it's some sort of massive range. Oh, you can charge it. Okay, so now I'm charging the move. I get 28 damage. If I don't charge, I get 25. It doesn't look like it has armor properties though, so I don't really know why you'd want to charge it. Maybe it gets less minus on block if you charge it. I don't know how fast the uncharged version is, but depending on how fast that is, you might use it for punishing some stuff. 21 on a single hit for a launch is obviously very massive. And then, what do you do for a combo? Oh well, who knows? Who knows what you do for a combo? The 4-4 that I did right there, by the way, you could see that it hit on the back this time, and it doesn't go into the attack throw when you do that, so that's interesting to note. But yeah, this is going to be like your big, massive class 1 launcher, and I'm assuming that it's very launch punishable on block. And yeah, here we have the hold version, so you can charge it. Back 1-2, high. Depending on how fast the back one is, this might be a very good block punisher. It looks very fast, actually. This might even be 10. I don't know. If it is 10, then this is going to be your best 10 frame block punisher probably. I don't know how fast it is, but yeah, this looks definitely like a block punisher to me. It looks very fast, and 31 damage is good. Back 2. This might be a counter hit move though. Let's have a look. If I can key charge on a control pad. Okay, not really. But it looks like you get very decent plus frames on hit though, so maybe used for setups, or maybe as a pickup tool in combos. During hit 1+2. Okay, so this is a just frame. Oh, that's cool. So you have to just frame this. It's not super strict, but when you do, if you can hit confirm it, you can get this 1+2 follow-up that I've completely lost the ability to perform now. 33 damage. Not massive, but that's pretty cool. Geese is something similar to that, I think. Back 3-1. That's natural, which means that it's also a good punishment tool. I'm going to assume great for wall splats. Yeah. Looks very good for wall splats. High damage, by the way. 37 is great damage for a wall splatting tool. The back 3 by itself looks like it has a pretty high hitbox, but it has that cool back turn transition, and we don't know what it has from back turn yet, so that's interesting to know. Back 3 hold back. Yeah, that's the back turn transition. Back 4 1+2. Okay. So this is another mix-up tool. That's the mid. It also gives you the wall splat for 44 damage, which is massive. You can probably use this in combos as well for damage, like a damage filler maybe. Possibly. Yeah, looks pretty good. Back 3+4. Okay, if this has plus frames on block, which it looks like it might, if we allow Bob to block it here, then it's going to be a very important tool, because it's one of those tools that are going to allow you to set stuff up, and it's very important to have a couple of moves that will give you plus frames. It doesn't look like it's super dangerous like a back one from Brian or anything like that, but it's that probably in that family of moves, I'm going to assume. If it doesn't give you plus frames on block, then this is probably just going to be like a damage floor break tool and spike tool. And if we wall splat my opponent here. Alright, that needs to counter it. What's a good wall spine tool there? Let's do that. I'm going to assume that if you get that at the wall, you can probably get some cool setup for Oki. Back 3+4. Okay, so this is your unblockable, 50 damage. Doesn't look useful at all, but you can get Trolley with it, obviously. 50 damage is high. And if we're into unblockables, maybe we're actually reaching the end of the move list pretty soon. This is up back 1. Doesn't look like anything special to me. Up back 2. Okay, that's cool. Okay, is this a hop kick? Can you get a combo here? Okay, down forward 1 does not connect. Down 2 does, okay. And this is a spin move, so you can see right there that this is actually a launcher. And my initial impression is that it's very good. 60. I just did 60 damage, mind you, with a combo that basically had no hits. I just goofed and I got 60, so this looks very good. I think this is Noctis' hop kick. It looks like it has above average range. It's obviously not 15 frames, but it has the low crush properties, kind of similar to how Geese has a move like this. I don't like that Geese move a lot. I think it's a little bit too abusable. It remains to be seen whether this move is going to be abusable as well, but it looks very good initial impression. And you can do the down 2-2 for a combo. But I mean, there are probably going to be more powerful options for the combo as well. But yeah, that looks like your hop kick or your low crush launcher, and I think it's going to be very, very good and very important. As long as it's not launch punishable or anything, but Geese's isn't. Geese's is basically safe, right? I don't remember exactly, but if it is, then that's very good. Okay, and now it looks like you have a lightning screw as well. Okay, yeah, this is another launcher. Okay, people are gonna hate this character online. This is like Lars' old lightning screw. Okay. Yeah, you officially hate this character, guys. This looks very fast. It looks like this might be his normal hop kick. If this is 15 frames, it's actually, you know what it reminds me of? It's almost exactly up for 4 from Kunimitsu in Tekken Tag 2. So it's like her hop kick. And interesting to note, after this teleport that he does, you actually recover in full crouch. So the spin move that I'm doing is while standing 2-2. And that allows me to combo here. Again, looks very good. And it looks a lot faster than the up 4-2. So I'm going to guess that this is like your hop kick. But it's like a flashy special hop kick. And it doesn't have, I'm gonna say, sorry that I called it a lightning screw, because if you look at his head, it doesn't look like he has high crush properties on this, which means that it's not a lightning screw at all. It might just be a very flashy hop kick. That's what I'm gonna say that it is, actually. Yeah, but it's very flashy, it's very cool, it feels very good to perform, the combo's easy to do again. I really like this. Okay, so you see this move, this down forward 2-4 I talked about earlier. You have like a direct version of it that has homing properties in up forward 4. This is going to be a fast, easy little homing high, which I think is very good, and it's also going to give you wall splats. This is very good for wall splatting because of the homing properties, and it's also going to be a very easy one-hit spin move if you need something fast for, you know, say that you get a flow combo like this that is awkward, you're going to be able to spin right there and get something. So that's very cool, I love it. 4-4-4. This is the move that I've been using for a combo ender in this video because I think it's so cool. Doesn't work when it hits on the back, so it's just 4-4-4 and it automatically goes into this attack throw whenever it hits. You can see that the damage is massive. 50 damage is very big, so I'm going to assume that this is pretty punishable. You transition to the other side on hit. It's interesting to know. Very good for whiff punishment, obviously, because it's pretty fast, it's got some range, and you get 50 damage, which is almost like a whole combo, so that's going to be good. Another spin move, 4-4 1+2. Okay, so it's like a fast, long-range spin move. I wonder if it does anything on counter hit. If I can get a key charge. I should just turn on counter in the options because I'm awful at this. Okay, so it launches on counter hit. That's pretty interesting. Doesn't look super good to me, but we'll see. 4-4 3+4. Oh, and he goes into the slide. Can you get is the slide going to connect there? Okay, so this roll that he does there, it doesn't look like it has access to his dodge roll move list. No, it doesn't. So he just rolls up. It's just a fancy animation. This is not a stance. Looks pretty good. 4-4 3+4, right? It is high. If it gives you... Okay, so on block, he goes into grounded. That's interesting. You can use stuff at the end of the round then to stall people. So that's potentially a very interesting move. Reminds me of Exploder from King, kind of. Yeah, potentially very interesting. Duckable, obviously. Okay, running 1+2. Okay, so this looks like a running launcher. That's crazy. It is, yeah. This launches. Yeah, this is going to be good. Definitely. Depending on how punishable it is on block, obviously. But this is going to be one of those important running moves. If it is very punishable on block, then it's not going to be useful. If it isn't, if it's anywhere near safe, then it's going to be almost broken good. Because it's got massive range. It's a high damage launch. It's mid. I'm going to assume very linear. It looks linear though. But yeah. Running 1+2 looks like a move to keep your eyes on. This is probably one of the first things I'm going to look at when I have frame data. Because that's very interesting. Okay, now we're going to move on to while standing, so we're nearing the end here. While standing 1 just looks like a fast little hit. 10 damage, nothing. Oh, sorry, this is jumping moves. Okay, so he has jump moves. Okay, so this is jumping 1. Right, so this is probably going to be what moves you use when you're up here in the air transition. Okay, so when you hit a grounded opponent during a jump, you can get 2-2-2. So this is the spin move that we've been using in the jump combos. And then you've got airborne 3. Doesn't look too impressive. His jump feels kind of sluggish. I don't think this is going to be super useful for him the way it is for a character like Akuma or anything, but we'll see. Then you've got the jumping 4. It looks exactly like jumping 4 from Elisa. When jumping forward, 1+2. I think that says, yeah? Okay. That's like a big mid from jumping. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, you have to jump forward specifically, so I don't think you can use this from this transition. Okay, you can, sorry. So maybe that's a spike move you have as an option from your air combo. And now we have while standing move. So that was he has a very limited stance. It's basically, I think, for this combo that you're going to do some stuff. I don't think we're going to see Noctis jump around a lot. And now we have while standing 1-2. Looks like a block punisher, maybe 13. Looks decent, pretty fast. Natural combo. You've got 2-2. This is your launcher. It looks a lot like Miguel's. Unless, yeah, it's mid-mid, so it's better than Miguel's because Miguel's second hit is duckable. This is another spin move. It's what you saw me use from when I did the hop kick earlier. That's what I used to spin right there. I'm going to assume that this is 15 frames, but it might be 14, and if Noctis is going to be very interesting, maybe it's 13. Unlikely, but it's possible. But maybe 14, 15. Looks decent enough, and then, yeah, who knows what you get for a combo. 3-2. Looks like another potential block punisher. 37 damage, that's very good. And that's basically your forward 3. Oh yeah, so his forward 3 and his while standing 3 looks like they're the same move and they have the same follow-up. So this is forward 3-2 and this is while standing 3-2. Interesting. While standing down for 2. Okay. That looks very interesting. Decent low. Does it have counter hit? Okay, so it gives you massive plus frames on counter hit. Probably no guaranteed damage, I'm going to assume. Not really powerful enough that I'm going to call this part of a full crouch mix-up, but it looks like a decent range low. Lucky Chloe has a move like this that is very useful for her, so who knows. While standing 2. Oh, sidestep 2. That's interesting. This is a sidestep move that he has. It looks decently evasive, good damage, probably nothing too interesting. Okay, back turn 2. So how do we back turn? I think it was, yeah, 4 hold back. Yes, this is back turn 2, so you just have a fast mid to get out of back turn with right there. Okay, and then back turn is over, so he's not a back turn character. He has a back turn transition here, but he's not a back turn character. You can obviously do stuff like back turn hop kicks, I'm guessing. Wow, what a floaty. That's a very floaty back turn hop kick. It doesn't have any range. Yeah, I think his back turn is going to be janky. I don't think you're going to use it as a stance or anything for him. It's not like Lily or Xiaoyu or Master Raven or anything like that. And then we got the 10 hit, which I'm not interested in at all because 10 hits are not that useful. So we're not going to look at it. I'm going to guess that this is a taunt. Yeah. Yoyu, by the way, it means like margin in Japanese, but what he means is like he's winning by a margin. Like it's not even hard. It's basically what that phrase means when you say it like that. Throws, 1 throw, standard stuff. Looks like it's going to give you decent Oki though, because you're right at the feet. 2 throw. I'm going to assume changes position. Yeah. Doesn't give you any Oki because of the massive range, or he's very far away when he recovers. And then yeah, side throw, which is basically this thing, right? Not really. Okay. And then this is going to be a command throw, back 1+2. I'm going to assume this is a 1+2 break, so probably one of your most useful throws, what you're going to use for mix-ups most of the time. Peri. Okay, that's interesting. So you have a Peri. You can use back 1+3 or 2+4. And then sample combos. Down 4-2, 2-2-2. Okay, that's not a combo. Don't do this if you go online. This is like a joke. That's just something there for the very, very new people. Okay, up 4-3, 2-2. Okay, this is basically the combo that I was doing earlier. Because of the great damage of the 4-4-4 as a combo ender, that's actually half decent damage, but I'm assuming you can get a lot more here. But up 4-3, yeah, it looks like it's actually going to be like a hop kick. The range isn't that bad. It's definitely better than Kazumi. So yeah, I like this. I have a down forward one. I have a hop kick, which means that I'm going to be able to play this character and enjoy it. So it's very interesting for me. Yeah. An improvised little wall transition combo there from me. Okay, here's something from the... Okay. Maybe 1+2 here? No, it doesn't work. Okay. Let's try it again. Okay, that's pretty cool. So maybe down forward 2-4 is like something you use in combos actually. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, that's cool. Maybe you can even get something like this. Okay, that doesn't reach. That's sad. Let's try this. Okay, let's try. Okay. Right. Pretty cool. Down for 2, 4-1. Okay. And then Rage Art. Yeah. So that's just a little... we've seen that combo a couple of times already. Up 4-2. Down 2-2. 4-2. And then... okay, that's... we have to try this because this might potentially look very cool. So let's finish up by trying this combo. Okay, so I'm guessing you got a dash there. Does that really work though? Like, what is they want me to do here? They jumping 2 into Rage Drive, right? Doesn't work though. Okay, let's have a look at it in the move list and see what it looks like. Oh, so you got to delay the 2. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to do with Noctis. That might be a little bit difficult. Almost. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, that's really cool, and I think that's going to be it. Alright guys, that's going to be my initial breakdown of his move list. I know we didn't have a lot of information to go on yet, but I'm going to go online now and play a lot of games and learn as much as I can, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. And I'm sure you're all learning about the character as well, so let's see what we can learn. It's going to be a lot of content on Noctis coming up. My initial impression is I think he's going to be good. I'm a little bit worried about like Demo Man and stuff like that, but he has a hop kick, he has a down forward one, he's got some decent punishment it looks like, which means that he's going to be right up my alley because he's despite all of the theatrics, he actually looks like a pretty bog standard Tekken character in a lot of ways. His back dash looks decent, so yeah. I'm impressed. I think it looks like a lot of fun, and I'm going to enjoy playing this character over the next couple of weeks. I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I was sleepy and that I didn't have a lot of information, but yeah, more stuff coming really soon. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.